they're better off friends. Because I feel like if they actually do try, it's gonna be awkward as hell.
Miggity mic check 1 2 1 2.
Well, not with me coaching him. See, the thing is, I might suck when it comes to actually getting into the dating scene. But beyond that, if you're with someone, I know exactly. What
You don't get into the dating scene. You either date or not.
You know what? Let's talk about it. Grab a chair.
Oh no, it's not, no, you don't understand. I'm not talking about like getting something. Okay, I am talking about like that's the thing. I don't do it because I'm lazy, but I know the tech.
I kind of want to do my father voice the entire time.
Actually, it was going to have an Ask Father session. And the thing is, okay. First off,
This is episode 1 of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me to my right is Wallace, aka Father.
How is everybody doing?
And in front of me is AJ.
Hi.
What are you? Come on, say it's better than that.
Yo, what's good, son?
I'm going to need you to bring it today. You want to bring it today? Because he's going to bring it.
Okay.
I'm
yeah, sure. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, since we was talking about this, because we all know this thing called nice guys finish last.
Yeah.
Oh,
now,
yeah, that's totally true.
Now, most people, I don't think nobody really gets into why does nice guys finish last. So I'm going to ask you first, Father. Why do you think nice guys finish last?
Nice guys finish last because I don't feel like the women who ask for nice guys, they don't know how to deal with that. So, like, they're so used to being with assholes and niggas who ain't shit. When they get a nice guy who actually holds the door for them and be a gentleman, they don't know how to, like, process that. It's like, that's why you ever get those women that be like, he's too nice. You've heard that before,
yeah,
right?
He's too nice and all that.
Those are the type of women that, like, ruin it for a lot of women. Because those nice guys, they be like, I did everything right and it's still not enough. So now, why even try? Why do I have to put in this effort if these women here won't appreciate me? That kind of thing. So,
what do you think, AJ?
Oh God, we'll go back to my depression because but he speaks the truth. I agree with him completely. But I mean, the other thing is, it comes honestly. I still believe that it also comes down to luck as well because some nice guys do actually manage to make things work. I mean, but these are usually like nice guys who at least have had some coaching on the side, like from friends of theirs who know how to treat a lady and like things, what to do, and start from there. Because I have like 2 friends right now that are married. I mean, they've been dating for 6 years, so it worked. But originally, yeah, those 2 weren't dating. But when he did slide in, and and because he genuinely cared about her, it built from there. And then all of a sudden, they were dating. So it's one of those things where, unfortunately, I still do think that like 90% of the time, the nice dude's not going to win. So, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of why I think that's kind of why I kind of stopped, I guess you could say, because I just don't see the point anymore, honestly. But that's just my personal problems.
I always try to look at it from the women's standpoint. And one thing I think women really want is protection or a sense of security. True. And I feel like the women don't see that in nice guys.
Yeah, because they say most times they'd see a nice guy and think, oh, he's not gonna like actually. It's either he might not know how to defend if something happens, or it'll be like he's so nice that he doesn't really know how to like stand for himself if some business stuff is happening. Like he might get taken advantage of from others, and then that can in turn. So I guess he kind of needs that alpha male spirit, which is usually attributed to some sort of power or something. So I mean, yeah, it's.
But another problem with nice guys is there's not a balance. They're too nice, but when it comes to protect, or when it's time to be assertive, they kind of duck.
Yeah.
They kind of become a duck.
That does.
So happen. It's nice guys do finish last, but if they're more balanced, they can fix it.
Yep.
Like you can be a nice guy, but when it's time for war, it's time for war.
That's true. And in fact, with a friend of mine I was talking about earlier, he was nice, but he was the type of dude that had this presence, like you would be scared of him if he looks at you angrily, because it wasn't just the fact that he was cut, but like he actually, like when he's mad, you can feel his anger. So I think that might be part of it.
Okay, so how would you? Because how do you think the person should bring out that alpha male in them? Because I figure even like the nice guys, they have that alpha male in them, but I don't know. I think they don't know when to bring it out. So, what would you say to someone that don't know how to bring out that alpha male? Because usually I can tell them you know when the time is right, but a lot of people really don't know when the time is right. So, how would you tell them how to bring out that alpha male in them?
When there is a situation in which you cannot truly be yourself in, or someone is threatening any aspect of your life that you live, that is when you probably have to put your dukes up. Because many times you see a lot of people, they want to be hesitant. They want to stay away from the problem when it's in their face. But if the problem comes to you, what are you going to do? You can't run away. You can try to run away from it, but that would only last for so long. So when it's, like I said, when it's time for war, it's time for war. It's like what you told me once, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you gotta beat a nigga's ass. Because sometimes words aren't enough. People are stubborn.
That's true.
So the only way to learn is through pain. Sometimes.
Yep.
Sometimes you just get it popping.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Like my brother-in-law went through that too, because my nephew, he plays football from Marshall Heights, and my brother-in-law didn't get along with the coach. They all got along, but it never got to a point where they had to put up dukes. But you know, the coach would say some sly remarks. My brother-in-law let it slide because my nephew really loves playing for that team. So one time, the game was over and we had to go somewhere. So I've already left. Me and my father, we already left because usually when my nephews play, we just leave. So I get a phone call and they was like, "Yo, Junior, my brother-in-law, got into a fight," and they was like, and he ain't get into a fight. And think about it, he just got out of jail and he did a year for some shit. So he got out of jail and it was like, oh shoot, I was hoping he ain't get to jail, but it's like, what happened? So my sister told me they was leaving, and Christian, my nephew, he had to go, and the coach was like, "What, y'all leaving?" He said, "Yeah, we gotta go." He was like, "All right, bitch." What the hell? And I was like, and me, because I know my brother, my brother-in-law, he got a short temper, but he's been ever since he got out of jail, he's been holding it. He's been real composed. Mm-hmm. So he heard that, he turned around. And he jumps the gate. And he go, "Nah, you gotta see me." And he mops the floor with the coach. And he beat his ass. So when they told me this, I said, "Yep."
Damn.
Because I knew he had troubles with that coach, and you know.
It was just that one day.
Oh.
And now my nephew's on another team.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, he's on a better team. They've been going to finals and all that other stuff. My nephew's really good. But yeah, I do say this. Sometimes I feel like people run their mouth too much. It comes to a point where you gotta like at least show them your hands. Just at least.
Yep.
Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about this H&M problems with the coolest monkey in the universe.
Woo! Wait, what the hell? Oh, right, the shirt.
The shirt with the coolest monkey in the universe. Right there. Mm-hmm. I want. We start with Father. What did you first think when you saw that?
Okay, so it's funny because I didn't see the ad until after the backlash. Mm-hmm. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, now I see why they're very angry. Because in America, that word monkey has been used to describe black people for a very long time. Now, it's interesting because, like, we kind of go through this. Like Africans kind of go through the same thing, like that whole monkey thing. Especially Africans that play for like soccer teams and stuff.
They
like,
throw bananas at them.
So,
first of all, how do you get bananas?
It's a snack, I guess. But what I found interesting about that entire thing was the mother's response. And the mother's Kenyan, but doesn't live in America.
Right.
And she said, it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. If I knew it was offensive, I wouldn't have, and I'm like, oh, dear Lord. She got a coon spirit in her whole...
Coon.
So,
big old coon.
Yeah.
Too.
So
By the way, I hate that word.
Yeah, I know you hate that word, but yeah, I got.
We'll talk about that another time.
I have to call it like I see it, but yeah. I did not agree with the ad because they knew that this, even if it was from another area of the world, it's a worldwide brand, so everybody's going to see it.
And who the fuck says that?
And who puts that on a child?
Exactly. Like,
Coolest monkey in the jungle. You specifically put a black child.
Yep.
Edited the photo. So you had editors who were for hours cleaning up the image, and then you released it.
Not to mention they had to go.
And then they had a white boy that said "Conqueror of the Jungles,"
survival expert.
Survival expert.
Yeah.
Right next to the child that's the coolest monkey in the jungle. What are you trying to say?
What about you, AJ?
Honestly, he took. I share the exact same opinion on that matter. Like that, what I saw was just like, just why? Like, sometimes I think sometimes people just do things for a stir. I think that honestly would have. I mean, if they were just trying to get more attention, as opposed to their sales, and I mean, they nailed it. But I mean.
But who is going to buy that shirt?
No one's going to buy it. Sometimes I think stuff like this just to like it's extraction, man. Just to I don't know, just like why? Just you know what time we're living in right now. You see the shit that's going on, but especially with in particulars to the racial injustices that are going on at the moment, blatantly in front of people, and then you have the nerve to do this. This is like I think this is like a taunt, man. Like they wanted to make people mad. You can't make something like that and say, "Oh, we didn't mean it like that." No, you had, like you said, we had plenty of time and plenty of staff people. You mean to tell me not one person in there was like, "Wait, this might not be a good idea"? Because if that's the case, then who are you hiring? What's going on? What's the real deal? I just found it completely random and unnecessary. Like it's just people disappointed me. Like when I saw that, I felt my rage towards humanity grows. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Oh, I have a stupid opinion about that. And then
I read your post. That was that.
But yeah, a lot of people didn't understand what I was saying.
I saw where you were going from. I was like, wait, the kid did look confident.
Because I was telling people, it was like, yes, I know it's racist, and especially undercover racist. I don't know how you throw that under the shirt.
Yep.
And like, but at the same time, I think the outrage was so big because that kid make that shirt look good.
Oh God!
That boy is like that boy command. And no. That's what I was.
His face, yeah, that was. He had that macho.
He had that macho, and that's what I was trying to say to people. It's like I know it's racist and all the other stuff. We shouldn't support this, but he made that shit look good.
Damn.
And okay, let's talk about. We all here. We love women, so
oh boy.
There's like. You know, we all know there's the miscommunication between men and women. So, do you believe in toxic masculinity?
That is a very interesting question.
That is.
Yes and no. Yes, it's both yes and no. Toxic yes, in the sense that men, we have an ego. We have like, we want to be the guy sometimes. Like a lot of men are like that. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to certain things, or a woman wants to talk to us, we kind of have to have that like exterior. You know what I'm saying? Like someone who is just, I'm a man. So I feel like there's that. And also when men get together, locker room talk. Mm-hmm. That's basically toxic masculinity in the closet. Because we get to say whatever we want. We get to act whatever. If you want to call her a bitch, we'll call her a bitch. Mm-hmm. If you want to say, I want to fuck her. Like, say stuff that we wouldn't say around women. But when we are with our friends and our boys and everybody, that's when kind of like our true self come out. We don't have to be as PC, as you say. So, yes, in that sense. No, in the sense that, like, a lot of women who are talking about toxic masculinity are talking about in the sense that it makes us ignorant. And I don't think it's that, because there are genuinely things a man does not mess with. Like, if a man does not want to have makeup put on him because he feels some type of way about it, that's just how it is. He doesn't want makeup on him.
True.
Like, there are Twitter posts about women who put makeup on their boyfriend's faces. That's fine. If he's okay with it, then that's fine.
Sure.
But a man that says, no, I don't want that, I'm not with that feminine stuff. Oh, you're toxic masculinity, all because he doesn't want makeup on his face. And he's like, well, I need me a man who's comfortable with his sexuality. And I'm like, it's literally not about that. It's not about being comfortable with your sexuality or not. If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't want to do it.
Yep.
Whether his reasons are his own, and to scream toxic masculinity is lazy. That's how I feel.
What about you, AJ?
Whew, yeah. Again, I agree with his points, but I also got some extra points to add.
The floor is yours.
Yeah. So, like in terms of the yes, that toxic masculinity is a thing. It's like, I mean, hell, like I can bring up an experience I went through when he used to be my stepdad. How because up to then I didn't really have a father figure that was like there. I mean, my dad was there, but I wasn't raised by him. So every now and then I would develop tendencies that people would consider non-masculine. Mm-hmm. So in his case, he was like, being a man means you gotta like go to school and get a job at the same time. So because I didn't have a job, he got upset about that and then basically told me in my face that I was like being a burden and stuff, and that's what caused drama in the household and all that stuff. So it was between like that type, another form of toxic masculinity was like what you see going on, like what happened with the Trump thing, and everybody's just like, yeah, just grab her in the pussy and stuff like that, like, and then he was just able to get away with that and stuff, and we're just like, wow, really? And then I'm like, come on, man, like just like, I don't know, it's just some things where like, and then not even that, like there's also another thing what happened with the dude attacking one of my friends online, basically, calling out, saying things like, "Oh, women are just objects used for reproducing babies and stuff," and I'm like, yeah, that's along the lines of toxicity. So I think true toxic masculinity is the stuff that actually causes actual emotional, sometimes physical harm to men and women in general who are subject to those things. Whereas at the same time, it would be no, because with the non-toxic masculinity, like things he pointed out, where it's like dudes simply just don't, some dudes just don't want to wear makeup. Some dudes don't want to wear a dress. I know I don't want to wear a dress. And it's not that I'm not comfortable with who I am as a man. It's just I personally have taste. Like I prefer to wear dress clothes, or sometimes like homey clothes, like basically just wearing on like some sweatpants and stuff. I don't want to wear anything. The only thing freely I would ever wear would probably be a cape. I would love to wear a cape, but yeah, I mean, it's like I can be masculine and still love cute things, because I do love cute things, but you don't see me actually dress up as the cute things that I like. I'm just like, I don't want to actually do that. I appreciate it. It looks awesome. It's adorable. So there's got to be like a balance at some point. Like, cause after a while, no matter what, this seems to always happen with issues. We always have things that come up where, yes, it starts off as a noble cause, but then there is always that small group of people that turn into something truly toxic and use it to attack people. So that's that. I think that's just my synopsis on toxic masculinity. So violence is basically yes and no. Yes, in the sense that it does actually hurt people, but no in the sense that there's always a small group of people that use it to try to push things on the people that they don't want to happen. So I can see both sides.
Yeah, I say yes and no as well, but I've also said, how can I say this? Both men and women get it wrong sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I think the way women get it wrong is because we're so prideful. As men, we are very prideful. Mm-hmm. And that, sometimes they mistake it as arrogance. And it's not arrogance. We're real prideful. And to tell you the truth, men are very traditional.
Yeah, that's true.
As I said, even when, sometimes we'll like break rules and sometimes we'll be rebels. sometimes men are traditional because sometimes like my name came from my grandfather's name.
Yep.
Okay.
I got my name from my father, so I know how it feels.
Right. So that's more or less traditional. I hope to pass my name down to someone, and if you have kids, I guess you want to pick.
We'll talk about another time.
For the men's side, I think it's because some men think you can't show emotion at all.
Right.
And I feel like you really should show. I think you should show emotion, but at the same time,
learn how to deal with them.
Knowing how to deal with them.
Yeah.
And you got to understand what's little shit and what's big shit.
True.
Like, if you're crying because your mom died, ain't no man gonna tell you to man up.
Oh yeah, hell no.
Because first off, you end up getting your ass beat. But if you like, how can I say this? If you like dating a girl and you only date her for like 2 weeks and you're crying over that, then I'll probably say that's not worth crying for.
True.
Yeah.
That's how I always feel like when people get that wrong. We was like, you can't be emotional. Oh, you can be emotional, but as men, we do have to, as leaders, I think because men are born leaders, we do have to show some type of strength to like, because people look up to us to like move on and keep everything pushing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when it's good to show emotion, like someone close to you dying and something like that, that's okay to cry. Also, when people think something like cartoons or anime is not alpha male, when people don't really watch it. Because I tell anybody, if you really, really watch Dragon Ball Z, that's one of the most alpha male shows. Or like Fist of the North Star.
Yeah,
man.
Dude,
I want you to realize it took us 20 years to finally have female characters turn Super Saiyan, man. Like that.
Yes. Fuck you.
Yes, that. I knew it was gonna come.
But even so, I was like, even most of the cartoons we grew up with, like G.I. Joe, Transformers, those were guarded to like young boys and.
Yep. Shonen, I literally meant young boy.
Yeah, Shonen actually meant young boys, and they was doing some alpha male shit.
Yep.
And most people they were like, what is that anime shit? And then they don't understand it. But if you ever show them like a fight between like Goku versus Cell, you'd be like, yo, this shit is tough. This shit is tough, and all the other stuff. So I'm glad, at least in this era, people are at least more like
conscious of it.
Yeah. And they'll like at least sit through is like, why do you like most people like, why do you like anime so much? And you like show them something like Naruto or Sasuke or one of the old Fist of the North Stars and something like that.
Yep.
You just show them that and you'll at least hope they get it.
Yeah, because sometimes people will be people.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, we like 23 minutes in this. I feel like this helped AJ though. This feel like you got to load off your chest.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I'd say we'll talk about that another time, man.
Yeah, but I totally like. I don't think it's as toxic as most people make it.
Yeah, I don't think it's toxic. I just think that men just stand on their point, and we will stand on their point more than women do. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that all women are wishy-washy, but it'll be one day you'll be best friends with this girl, then next week I don't like that bitch. It's like it's like you don't really hear that from men.
Yeah. Right. There was another point made. Like women can hold grudges. They can hold grudges. Like, but men can hold grudges too, but it doesn't take a lot to fix it. It won't take as much to fix it. We could just sit down and say, I thought you was like this. Oh no, I thought you was like this because I thought this. And like, oh okay, it was all misunderstanding. Fine.
Yeah. Because it's funny. I was watching Breakfast Club and Diddy and Charlamagne, and I don't know if they ever discussed this before, but they discussed it today. He was like, Charlamagne told Diddy, I used to get a lot of bad vibes from you, but for some reason I don't get them no more. And Diddy was like, it's funny. I thought the same way. It was like, I guess because we just grown up, we got kids now and all that other stuff. So I always thought that was like,
yeah.
that was like the great part of being men, because even if we're mad, we can still work with each other to get the job done. And like the episode of Family Guy when like what was it, Stewie erased their memories, and then he got into the women, and the women's like fighting already. He said they haven't known each other for like 45 seconds, and I thought that was good.
I still remember this time in elementary school. Like one of the people that became a close friend of mine there, we fought for like I'd say like it's between three to 5 weeks. We always just got into fights and stuff. It got to the point where it became too disruptive. So a principal called us in one day with our parents, so we would talk because it was inexplicable. We just didn't like each other. We just on stage. I forgot. I don't remember how it started, but I just remember how it ended. Because it literally only took 2 minutes into talking with one another, actually having a conversation, realizing we both like Courage the Cowardly Dog. We were best friends for the rest of the time there. It was hilarious. And this is someone we were throwing each other against walls at one point. So it blew everybody's minds.
Is it? But yeah, speaking of grudges, what is it about women that they just hold a grudge forever?
I think it's because women have a more they are more likely to just feel like inwardly, like they have. Yeah. I've always said women have a lot more divinity than men. Yep. Like there's a certain divinity around women. They house children in their wombs. Like if you looked in ancient African times, women were considered sacred. They were very sacred creatures. So I guess it's that, and plus sisterhood is very big, especially in the black communities. Like if you see a black woman and like she has a sister, like that's probably her closest friend. So when it comes to certain things like that and how they approach certain relationships and how they perceive certain people, if they get wronged or they get betrayed in any way, it's like that saying goes, no hell hath no fury over a woman scorned.
Yep.
So she will hold that grudge until she feels that it is solved. Like and that's technically not a bad thing, because anyone who wrongs you want justice for that person.
True. And
I feel like women who are born like with the amount of babies that they're gonna have is like some scientific study of something like that. Like they inherit the mother's like ability to basically just have as much children as she will. It's something like that.
Interesting.
So with that type of divinity and that type of power, they're gonna hold that. They're gonna hold grudges because, what if that was my child? What if that is someone that I love? What if something could happen to them? The same thing that's happening to me. I'm gonna make sure that she or he knows that I have a problem with that, and I will go to hell before you will have one day of peace until I feel like it has been solved. That's just how I feel.
I agree. I tell you the truth, I agree with you 100% on that. Yep. I had an ex. She ain't like this one girl at all, and like I don't know why, but she used to tell. Even though she like told me everything, but it was just like she sometimes, because this is when I was in the Navy, and she felt like those girls was trying to flirt with me, and you know how friendly I am. And like I even say I'm mostly a flirt, but at the same time, nothing goes anywhere. Yeah. She kept thinking that they was trying to get with me and all that other stuff, just in spite of her. And she always asked me, "Do you think they was trying to do that just to get with me because when we broke up they didn't try?" And I've always said I never noticed because I really didn't, and it's probably all in your head. But at the same time, they probably didn't like each other. And I just chose to stay out of it because I don't care. Yeah. And I think that really upsets her because sometimes she don't feel like I'm on her side. And sometimes I tell her, like, I'm on your side, but at the same time, I do have to work with these people, and we do got to get jobs done. And it's like, and I think I'm kind of person is like, you ain't do shit to me, so there's no point in me not liking you.
Yeah.
So I guess I think women, they feel like when they don't like someone, it's like you got to have that loyalty towards them.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if you don't like the bitch, I don't like the bitch. That's how most female friends like.
Yeah.
It's like if she don't like you, I damn sure hate you.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say female fights are more dangerous than male fights.
Right.
Because a male fight, they'll give you the one-on-one and all that other stuff. But the women fight, even though they were supposed to say one-on-one, someone's jumping in.
So yeah.
And I always say, like, when men, and that's why I tell people I don't like women fighting, because when men fights, that's usually in the end, and when women fights, that's usually the beginning.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Damn.
Whew. Yeah.
I say I know we done seen a lot of female fights that he's like
High school.
I've seen weaves.
I've
on
seen
the floor.
wars.
I've seen a lot.
Yeah, I've seen actual wars. Like these same two girls fought like 5 times in the same semester. came back from I guess it was suspension, and then immediately on site.
that. Okay. And since we all here are fighting game lovers and fighting game protagonists, I would say, are you looking forward to more DBZ Fighters or Dissidia?
Oh, why'd you have to ask me this question?
Ooh, this was meant for you.
Oh my god.
Because you wanna dominate everybody.
I'm very, and the thing is, like, you know me, like I play, and I'm very confident in my skills. I'm very confident. I've been playing fighting games for damn near over like 18 years. Mm-hmm. I'm very confident in my skills. Okay, so Dissidia, I've been waiting for that game since the second game came out. Like, I need it. I'm buying a PS4 just for that game. But like, I'm not going to be as competitive because my focus is on fighters. And I know when that game drops, there is a certain somebody, a very specific somebody that I want to
He
destroy.
shall remain nameless.
Yep, nameless.
But we know.
Yep.
Before I even fight anyone here, before I even go out and fight other people and improve my skills, that's one person I need to bop. Okay? And it's not even that they did something wrong to me, it's just my own personal satisfaction. Okay. Mm-hmm. So after I bop this boy, then it's smooth sailing for the rest of the day. I can play my Dissidia in peace. I can play my fighters in peace. That'll be the end of that. But as soon as that game comes out, 1v1 me. I want that booty. This mine. And I want to hear the Angus. Okay. I want to hear the sufferings. I want to hear all of it. So I can laugh in my spiritual powers.
This is now that I think about it, this might actually be a hard question for me too, because on one hand, I really want to play fighters because I want to try out. I just want to play it because I'm like, this is the first time I'll actually play an official DBZ game that's drawn. It's actually drawings fighting. Like, and that's not the 3D models I'm used to. Because the first Dragon Ball Z fighting game I ever played obviously was Budokai, and while it was like it was 2.5 basically because it's like side by side, sort of like Tekken in a way. It was still in 3D, so I've never got the chance of actually using the characters like in their drawing form. So this is like the closest from it, and I've always wanted to play a DBZ game like this, and also the fact that it plays like a fighting game, especially apparently it plays like Persona. So I'm like looking forward to fighting it even more. The only thing I'm sad about is that there was a character in there that has not been confirmed, which is fine because he's not really a cool character. It was just one of my troll characters, Bobbity, because I'm a wizard. Mm-hmm. But I'm still looking forward to using my team of Krillin, Ultimate Gohan, and Gotenks. So that's when I want to play as them. Like, I just want to just figure things out And the thing is, I'm going into this game moderately blind. I've only seen like a little bit of footage, and then none of them was of those characters.
Yeah, same here.
So I'm like, all right, we're just going to go in blind to figure things out. But on the other hand, I've never played Dissidia before either. I've seen gameplay of it, and it looks really fun. It looks interesting to get into. And the best part is, of course, my favorite character, Zidane. He's a playable character, and I'm like, I would like to just journey in this game and learn him. So, I don't know. The thing is, I don't have a PS4. Technically, I could get it I could get Fighters for the PC, but I'm not sure about my money situation at the moment since I'm saving up for portfolio stuff.
Can your PC play Dissidia?
Can it play Dissidia?
No, Dissidia is only PS4.
Yeah. I was talking about Fighters.
Oh,
yeah.
Fighters.
Yeah,
Can
Fighters.
Fighters?
It should be able to because I got a pretty decent graphics card. It's stronger than most laptops.
My laptop can't play shit.
Yeah, because I've been also able to play Skullgirls and stuff on there, no problem. So.
It can play. Yeah, my laptop can play Skullgirls, no problem.
But
Okay.
I mean, like even if you don't have the game, remember if one of us has it, all of us have it.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
If you like want to play, just multiple people are gonna have the game.
Exactly.
And I'm
Say.
pretty sure that game is going to run that launch.
It is.
Yeah, as soon as that game comes.
Yeah,
out.
Especially Fighters.
I
Fighters is
can
going
literally
to run that
hear
launch.
the
Like,
music.
Yeah, you can. Some of the new students that were here that usually don't play are
going
talking
to
about it, and it's even going to be better when I bop them in the game.
Of course.
Oh, it's going to.
Oh
be
yeah,
fun.
I love giving them ceremonial boppings.
Oh,
But
that's
I
so
guess
much
to answer
fun.
the question, I'm looking for. I guess you could say I'm sorry, but I'm still looking. I guess I'm waiting for Fighters first. I feel more comfortable going into a game that's similar to a game I played before.
Oh, it's so hard. Oh my god.
Outside of Dissidia, since Dissidia is gonna be it's gonna be fun all around. I already know, but I can wait a while for Dissidia.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I can wait a little bit for the city until
Yep.
I get my PS4. But yeah, Fighters is going to be the focus.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I know I'm going to be better at Fighters because it does have that Marvel kind of, and even though it's made by Arc System, it had that Marvel feel to it and all that other stuff. And I do okay at Marvel. I like especially Marvel 2. And Skullgirls, I like really latched on in there, and I really got good at that. But I really do want to play Dissidia more because ever since the first game, because I never played the other Dissidia games until later on, when someone had it and they was able to play it on a PS3 because they had some type of port and all that other stuff.
Oh, cool.
And and I just latched on to Dissidia. I'm still not as good as I will be in Fighters, and I feel like the same way. I think I know I'm good at. I know I would do okay at Fighters, but I really want to get good at Dissidia.
Yeah, Dissidia is gonna take time.
And I know that's going to take time, and I think I can do some justice in that.
Yep.
Okay. That about wraps it up. Anybody, y'all got any last words y'all want to say?
Yeah. So another thing about Fighters that I'm very excited about is my boys are finally gonna get their shine.
Oh yeah.
My boy Yamcha.
Yep.
My boy Tien.
Yep.
Yeah.
Krill.
I can't wait for Krillin.
Bruh, you picking Beerus, I'm picking Yamcha. Let's go.
Yep.
You really want this war much who the real God is now.
Yo, you're gonna feel the power of my wolf fang fist, man.
That's right.
Man, I've seen some Yamcha play.
Ooh, that boy's sweet.
That boy is sweet.
That boy is sweet.
I love my rush downs.
I love. Whoo, y'all Beerus players better watch out. I know you got some stuff, but you fuck with the wrong Yamcha player.
It's sad because
It's done.
Wait, I can already
You are
see
gone.
70% of the people who will be casual are going to pick either Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, Hit. And the Hit ones are going to be one that be sad because you actually have to look like. It looks like from what I saw with Hit, you got to know what you're doing.
Jiren for DLC.
I kind of hope that
Jiren.
too. Yeah.
I like Jiren, and
Then I'm gonna use him on Hezi.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, you're just being petty, man. Come
I
on.
love Jiren. But,
You talking about the same person who used Josie to beat Shaman.
What else? I was about to say something. Oh yeah, Jiren, Raditz. Please put Raditz in the game, please.
Raditz needs some love.
Please
Raditz
put
needs some
Raditz
love.
in the game. Oh my god, I really wanted him in the game. I had Nappa, and y'all know me. I am like the biggest Vegeta fan you will ever meet. That is my boy.
Yeah.
Like since I was 6, that's been my favorite Dragon Ball Z character. Like me and him are like we relate.
Yep.
That's like my spiritual father in a sense. Like he just got his new form too. I was screaming like a motherfucker.
I like that for him. Most people didn't like it. Oh, he just turned more blue.
He looks platinum.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
look,
man.
I was like, just like the Ascendant saying. It was like his hair was more spikier. The little lightning come out. I love it.
I'm like,
And
that's
then-
platinum Vegeta.
and then just seeing him accepting himself for who he is.
That's his
he's-
platinum Vegeta. That's my boy.
And this is why I think Saiyans are black people.
The Namekians though,
Oh, nah,
Piccolo's a nigga.
Yeah, the Machians are niggas, but you know, Saiyans are black people.
Yeah, the monkeys.
Yeah.
The Saya
also,
people.
Who was Jiren's a black man. That is a nigga too.
Yep.
You saw how he was throwing them hands to hit.
Yeah, and them hands was glowing.
That is a nigga. That's the way he squared up and he had that like orthodox boxing style, just giving them the blues. I was like, oh, that's a nigga.
I knew I was going to like Jiren when I saw it. I said, Jiren's going to
I don't know what, like, he gets a lot of hate, and he's like, oh, he's not a character, he's a plot device.
I don't get it.
I don't care if he's a little tiny ant on the ground, and they had that in the damn episode.
Mm-hmm.
That boy does work.
Yeah.
And he's cool looking. And he wears spandex.
I said the same thing about Broly. He may be big, slow, and kind of stupid. That man is a god.
He's a goon.
He is a goon.
He don't care.
He was killing him at all times.
And his reason for hating Goku was stupid. He cried a lot.
Yeah, and everybody
Yeah.
admits that, but you
Yeah.
just like he's just cool.
All that nigga did was cry. Like, is that really the basis to hate somebody? Is that why you're so unstable?
I feel like they did that on purpose.
They did do that on
It was
Yeah.
like he gotta have something stupid. He's so cool. He gotta have something stupid.
Yeah.
Broly.
It was like, who's that Naruto character? He couldn't be killed, but he got cancer.
Oh, Kimimaro.
Kimimaro.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like that man was.
I mean, that was honestly
wrecking
Naruto
everybody.
meta. Most of the most OP characters in that series, they had a health condition. Hell, even Itachi
Itachi is
would
a
not
god.
have died if it wasn't for the freaking heart condition he had. Like, I'm like, what the hell? All these sick badasses.
That's how they nerf.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like in Street Fighter 3, Oro, I'm going to use one head because if I use 2 heads, I'm going to kill somebody. But when it came to Ryu, I had to use 2 hands and I beat him. Shut the hell up.
Oh yeah. That's it. That's why Ryu's that nigga. Well, okay. What about you, AJ? You got anything else to say?
I mean, honestly, not really. I think, I got no else to add, man. Nothing important.
All right. As we in this podcast, I want to say, I hope I can keep this going because I feel like we talk a lot, and I feel like among us, this would be a great stress reliever, and we can also get our opinions out, and hopefully, you know, anyone else that would be able to share their opinions, they could just come along with us. So, my name is Ray, and this father,
I'm the father.
and we got the wizard, AJ.
That's why I'm right here.
All right, this is You Know What? Let me just say podcast signing out.